is going to be a practice quiz before you take Rational Numbers Quiz 2.1a. Remember, you have to be able to order and compare positive and negative rational numbers. Rational numbers being any number that could be written as a fraction. Even the decimals that repeat or have a pattern are called rational numbers. So let's look at some questions that are very similar to what you're going to be expected to do on the test. In this first example, I want you to identify the missing symbol. We're going to decide which one of these values is more. Is it 3/5 or 65/100, the decimal? Well, we can't really compare rational numbers unless they're in the same form. Your regular teacher may have said to put them in percents. Personally, I like to put them into decimals. So 3/5 needs to be changed to the decimal. And how do we do that? That's right, we're going to box top. So I'm going to divide 5 into 3. Well, 5 won't divide into 3, so I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. And I know that 5 will go into 30 6 times. So 3/5 becomes 0.6. This is 0.65. I can add a 0 so they have the same number of decimal places. So which one is more? Both values are positive. So this is saying, for example, 60 cents. This would be saying 65 cents. So the symbol is less than. Let's look at another example. This is a word problem. Here's all the math teachers meeting after school and eating pizza. Layton ate 3/5 of the pizza. Hobb ate half of hers. McLaughlin ate 33%. Ford ate 80%. And Smith ate 1.15. Let's change them all to decimals. Well, 3/5, I believe we just did that one. Do you remember what it was? That's right. It was 0.6. And we're going to add a 0 on there so that we can remember. It's like 60 cents on the dollar. We should know what half is as a decimal. That's right, 0.5 or 50. How about 33% written as a decimal? Well, I'm going to remember to get rid of my percent sign, find the ghost decimal, and move it back twice. So this becomes like 33 cents on the dollar. Ford ate 80%. Once again, get rid of the percent sign, find the ghost decimal, move it back twice. So like 80 cents. And finally, Smith ate, it's already in decimal form, and she ate more than one whole pizza. So the directions say put them in order from the most to the least. Well, Smith ate the most. What is the next highest? That's right, Ford. Then Layton, followed by Hobb and McLaughlin. Very good. The third problem is where it gets a little more difficult. As you see, I have a negative value here and here and a positive value there. My directions say greatest to least. So I want to start with my largest value. Well, 2 of the values are negative and 1 is positive. So what is my largest value? That's right, the positive, 25. Or the negative 21/100. I need to change everything to the same. So I need to change 1/5 to a decimal so that I can compare. So I'm going to go to my margins. And how do I change a fraction to a decimal? Yes, box top. 5 won't go into 1. So I'll add a decimal and a 0 and say 5 goes into 10 twice. So this becomes negative 0.2. This is negative 0.21. I'm going to add a 0 here so I can compare 2 decimal places to 2 decimal places. Now, still, there's room for error here. We have to ask ourselves, which one is greatest or closest to 0? Would that be to owe 20 cents or to owe 21 cents? That's right, you're actually better off only owing 20 cents, so it is the greater value. So negative 1/5 would be next, followed by negative 21 hundredths. All right, let's look at the next question. Negative 85% or negative 8/9. What do I need to do first? I need to put them in the same form. I can change them both to percents or change them both to decimals. This one's already a percent. I'll change this one to a percent as well. How do I go from a fraction to a percent? I'm going to start by box topping or dividing. 8 divided by 9. 9 will not go into 8, but 9 will go into 81 8 times. That would be 72, and when I subtract, I get another 8. So my number is going to repeat. So, if this was to continue to repeat and I was to round it up, is this number large enough to change this value? Yes, it is. So this becomes negative 0.88 or negative 0.89. This value is negative 0.85. So which one is larger? Would it be better off owing 85 cents or would you be better off owing 89 cents? That's right. Owing 85 cents. So the last problem I want to share with you is another ordering. And this time they want us to start with the least or the smallest value. So if I had a number line with 0 in the middle and my positive numbers to the right and my negative numbers to my left, I'm looking for the number farthest to the left, the greatest negative value. So I need to change all of these to decimals or change them all to percents. I'm going to change them to decimals. This one is already a decimal. I know that 1/3 is 0.33. 4/8 is the same as 1/2, and then 1/2 is 0.5 or 50. The percent changes easily to a decimal, 0.15. This one was already a decimal. So this is the only one that takes a lot of conversion. Fraction to decimal. Once again, I'm going to box top. When I divide by 8, I know I'm going to need 3 decimals. 8 won't go into 5, so I'll bring up my decimal. 8 goes into 50 7 times. 7 times 8. How about 6 times? There we go. 6 times 8 is 48. I got really close. Only 2 left over. I'll bring down a 0. 8 goes into 20 twice. That's 16 with 4 left over. And finally, 8 goes into 40 5 times. So negative 5/8 is negative 0.625. I'm trying to start with the number that's the smallest, the biggest negative. So would it be 62 cents? And really that 5 would round that up to 63 cents. Or would it be owing 15 cents? Which would be the farthest negative? 63 cents or 15 cents if they're both negative? That's right. Owing 63 cents puts you farther in the negatives. The only other negative is negative 15%. Now, you should be more comfortable ordering positive numbers. Putting them in order from smallest to largest. 1/3 for 33 cents. Then 1/2 or 4/8 as the original problem stated as 50 cents. And finally 0.65. So, I hope this helps and you will be prepared to do great on your quiz. Good luck!